So they did the surgery, but I had this very clear voice in my head that I've kind of determined that it's God. I'm not religious, but I don't know how else to describe the voice. And this voice was very clear. You're going to work with kids and food. I'm like, okay, where did that come from? I'm like, tech CEO. I have a restaurant, and then we were working with some kids in schools with like some, helping a local nonprofit. And he's like, no, you're just going to work on kids and food. And my good friend Antonio and my brother were in the hospital, and I was like, I'm going to work on kids and food. And, because they were like, he's crazy, he lost his mind. But not that they would argue. No one was arguing with me, but I was like, I'm just going to do that. I need to say it out loud. And I remember resigning from my job as the CEO from the hospital, and that was it. It was just clear. It was a clear voice. It wasn't for a moment. Wasn't like a flash of light or anything. It was probably 2 weeks of clear voice.
Of clarity.
Clarity. Exactly, clarity. And no monkey brain. Nothing. No monkey brain. Just clarity.
So you're not a religious person, but you do call it the voice of God. Who is that God, do you think? Like, who is that?
Yeah.
Where did that come from?
Well, I've done ayahuasca, and I've spoken to what they call Mother Aya, which is another version of God. It's a divine presence. I think is a better way to say it. I've also had this debate in my head, like, maybe it's just me. I'm talking to me, and it's my peaceful, more kinder, less caught up in the emotion of the day version of me. Maybe it's me. Okay, maybe it is, but it's there.
But who are you? Like, how deep does it go? What does you mean? You could be, first of all, like, the depth of what the human mind even is a gigantic mystery. Consciousness, all of it.
Yeah.
Like, who are you? So, like, yeah, maybe it is you, but then maybe in order to build you, we need to build the universe.
Yeah.
And the entire, like, you are actually fundamentally a part of this whole human society. So the pieces of humans that you've interacted with are all within you. And then maybe the history of the humans that came before are also in there. And maybe the entirety of life on Earth is also in there.
Yeah.
And whatever whatever brought life about on Earth is in there somewhere.
Yeah.
So that's all you.
Yeah. All of the which is really true. Evolution is literally true that we all are. The photons from the sun came in,
you're
and we
part
all,
fish.
We all came from that. I think this is one. So one of the things I do is meditate, and I've been meditating for many, many years. And what way I meditate is I sit and I listen to my thoughts, and I simply just do that for 15 to 20 minutes, and it just calms the nervous system. And I might breathe and just breathe through, because it's been a stressful day, and it's just a beautiful way I kind of do it around. I remember I said I used to do a scotch at the bar after work. Now I go meditate, for instance. It's a little less, a little bit better for my for my health. But meditation, I was taught, was Sam Harris actually taught me this. Was not so much just about watching your thoughts, but realizing that you're a watcher. You're actually a watcher. You're not just like who is the person watching that? That's you, actually. Your thoughts are floating through your mind, but you are the watcher. And I was like, oh, that's really interesting. Okay, so I'm going to learn that. I'm going to be the watcher. And what I learned was, I'm watching these thoughts go by, and there's a consistent other presence. And I'm like, what is that consistent other presence? It's not a thought. That is not something I can kind of let it float away, and it doesn't even want to float away. It isn't. It's just a consistent other presence that I can watch and feel.
So you are the watcher, watching the feelings and thoughts, but there's also another presence next to you, almost.
Yes, yeah, that's how I feel, and it's a beautiful presence. It's not not a presence that is trying to intervene. It's not a presence that is trying to tell you what to do. It's just a beautiful presence.
And that might be the thing, part of the thing you met when you took ayahuasca.
I learned about Mother Aya, where you have this experience of talking to. Actually, I would say the closest thing to breaking my neck, that feeling, was ayahuasca.
Can you go through that experience? Because I'm actually traveling to the Amazon jungle in a month. I'll probably do ayahuasca for the first time.
Okay.
So I need a preview, unofficial instruction manual.
Yeah, sure. So first of all, I think many different ways to do it, right? So, and I've done many different ways. There's a very Western medicine approach where you have doctors that look after you during the day. You know, put an eye mask on, you're on a futon, and you really are in a Western medicine setting. And it's, frankly, for me, has been the most powerful experience. I feel the most comfortable because I'm part of Western medicine in my upbringing. The other extreme, but they're kind of in between, would be probably a Peruvian ceremonies where you're going to go. Very much about, you do it in a community, you do it with others, and you feel people go through their pain and their processing. So I know the whole gamut, but the thing that I found most powerful about it, and profoundly powerful, I would say. First of all, it's non-recreational, so no one should do this for a good time. This is not a good time. This is a very
almost traumatic, but in again a beautiful way.
I was actually going to say that word, but it's not. It's not traumatic. It's profound. So it's more like you don't have. You really leave who you were before behind, and then you become the person you will be afterwards.
And that's never an easy thing.
Yes, exactly. And sometimes what I recall was arguing with Brother Aya and saying, "No, I'm fine. Like, what are you talking about? Like, leave me alone." And
how did that work out?